Rome Sign. You like these signs and banners we use? Check out Rome Sign. They made them all. Rome Sign and Display Co. Liberty Affordable Housing Incorporated. Check out Liberty Affordable Housing and thanks for your sponsorship. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and friend of the Yeti. Get a hold of Eric Kiefer. Be Dry, the Be Dry system. Brandon Davis, you got water in your basement, you got water in your yard. Get a hold of Be Dry, they'll straighten you out. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of Russ Leota down at Family Landscaping. They do wonderful things. Bag Square, you want authentic German beer, authentic German food at American prices? Get on down to Bag Square. Utica's finest barber shop. Get a hold of Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy to make your appointments today. They'll get you looking sharp. Dura, Tigre, check them out if you've got water and pipes and you need a project. They're your guys. Utica Club Lounge. They are the concession stand kind of in front. Amazing place. They're awesome. Fay Farms. Who's got the beef? Fay Farms got the beef. Get a hold of Fay Farms if you need it. You need a new car? Go down to Master Vito Hyundai. They'll make a post, make you feel like a rock star, and treat you great. And Brand Y Distillery. They are amazing. I'm drinking some right now. We'll be talking about it in a minute, I am sure. Utica Mac Incorporated. If you know who they are, get a hold of them. They can treat you right. And CRM Rental Management, commercial, residential management. Bobby Dix Insurance Agency. Anything you need for liability or any other coverage, get a hold of Bobby Dix. And Rome Sign, where we started. Now we're going to bring in Paul Noecker.
Greg Beach, Yeti Nation, what's up, everybody? Happy sunny Monday in upstate New York. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. We've been running around a little bit. I slept in today. We didn't get home until like 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, it's a little rough coming back from Buffalo area on Sundays, but we were able to do it. And yeah, huge shout out to Charity. She drove most of the way home. I had to take a nap. I couldn't make it anymore. She's a trooper. Unfortunately, I'm not what I used to be. And yeah, she handled it. So, shout out to Charity.
Shout out to Crafty Beach for keeping the ship afloat. That's awesome.
She definitely does that. There's no denying that. But wow, did we have some lacrosse this weekend?
I'm still tired, Greg. As far as the emotional charge from Friday through Saturday, and then Sunday yesterday was a recouping, trying to catch up on, getting things ready for the next step. With the Junior Yeti, getting that ready to fire up this weekend. It's been incredible.
Let's take let's take a minute and talk.
On.
Yeah, let's talk about the Junior Yeti for a minute before we get too far into everything else. So you've got Coleman running that, and who else is coaching that?
We got Ryan Sparacino are going to be the head. Aaron's the head coach. Ryan is the assistant head coach. As far as that goes, we're firing that up Wednesday evening, starting at 7 o'clock at the Nexus Center. I believe right on Master Vito Arena. Make your move to Master Vito. Hyundai.
No, but just like the big boys, the guys are going to get to come out and play, and the Raptors
we got
were out
some
there
Yeti coming down.
Some
of the Yeti are going to come down and run through some drills and everything, give them some ideas. Some of these kids have played box before. We got a couple kids out of the area that have said they're interested and want to come in and see what we got going on. And I know Coach Coleman is an awesome coach with the youth. I'm excited to get these kids playing box lacrosse because they're going to take their games to another level. Same with Coach Sparacino. He's one of the young guys that I coached many years ago as a youth. So it's exciting to to see the rotation of of personnel.
Yeah, and so we've got snow in the comments. Yeah, it was bad. We did get dumped on a couple of times. I came out a few times as we were driving through to Buffalo. It got bad a couple times, and coming home was a little bad. But yeah, so definitely check out the Yeti program. The best way to find the Youth Yeti info is where is Coleman? How's the best way to get a hold of Coleman?
Right now, we have an information sheet that's going around on Facebook and on Instagram. If you go to, I believe, junioryeti.com or Junior Yeti, I don't know how technology is. So they took that out of my hands. Thank good Lord. Thank you. So
they knew enough to know that you shouldn't be in charge of it.
Exactly. They knew where to put me. I'm a facilitator. That's what I do. I facilitate.
Yeah, and you do a great job at facilitating, 100%.
Well, I enjoy it. You know, I know with the crowds and the players. How can you not enjoy it, man? It was incredible Friday night. What a back and forth. 17 to 19. You know, they scored with 1.3 seconds left, I think, to give themselves a 2 goal lead, which amen. Play to the end, and that's what both teams did. It was a great matchup. 66 versus 66, almost. Mario Diaz with the amount of saves, 60 saves, and Skylar Thomas, is that his name? I
Yes.
believe it is Skylar Thomas. I don't have a roster, so I can't rightly.
So
I still cannot confirm whom was, other than if I go on to the internet, because we had the live updated by Molly Leary. Awesome job, Molly Leary. But it makes it easier on broadcast, especially for the players and families. You
if
know,
we have them printed out, but I will
if we
say
can print it out.
everywhere that we go, you guys are one of the only people that give us a roster ahead of time printed out. Most of the time, we end up taking a picture of the game sheet, and most people don't understand how hard that is if you're trying to do the comments or even just trying to keep your phone screen lit up and walk. Yeah, a nice big bold
It's
font
horrible.
and numerical order is amazing. So we have added the Yeti junior thing. The link to the Instagram is right at the top of the description in YouTube. If anybody's interested in that, check them out. They are there. Right now, we're going to take a quick look at the Instagram page just so everybody kind of knows what what
What
we
you're
got
looking at.
going at. So when you go to this one, this is their post. Are you Yeti? Check it out. So I'm gonna get rid of that quick
It's
because it's
going to be a
ugly.
great time. It's going to be a great time. Like I said, we're going to have some of the Eddie down there going through the drills with everybody and showing them what we're doing. Aaron Coleman, like I said, is a seasoned coach. He's a seasoned box player. You know, I'm excited to have him with Ryan. And you know, we're not only that's for the U18. We are looking, and we have interest of the women as, and also a U15. There's people that want to do it, and if they want to do it, let's get it going. As far as it's
Yeah.
a
No, absolutely. It's the Yeti. I mean, so what? We're on year what? 3 with the Yeti? 4?
this is year 4.
It's year 4, that's right, because I missed the first year, so it's year 4 with the Yeti. So one thing I've noticed, we'll get into talking about Friday's games, and we'll look at some of the highlights. But the young guys that you've got, wow, that surprised me. I was not expecting them to quite be at that level yet. I honestly was. I told you about it afterwards. I was expecting the Spirits game to be closer to the first game, which was that 9-29. I was not expecting your young men to step up in ways they have. And let's talk about that Rick Adelson first. Playing
Ricky
defense, solid
Adelson.
defense, getting up the floor, super
What a
emotional,
transition player.
pumped.
Yeah, you know,
I love when he scores and he's
he's
fired up and
yeah, he's one of those kids. You want to know what? Where hopefully he's grabbing the bull by the horn, and you want to know what, he can do something with this sport. He has that passion. He has that desire. Hopefully, he takes that back to Herkimer this year and says, "You want to know what, boys? Let's lead Herkimer to the promised land and carry on with your careers that way." But yeah, he's an incredible. He's a sponge. That kid is on the ground ball nonstop. Every ground ball. He puts himself in the right place at the right time. He's listening to all the guys. You know, everybody's talking to each other
so we got Murph in the
on the
chats.
benches.
Sorry, Murph
Hey
was wondering
Murph,
what day that junior Yeti started.
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Wednesday night, we're going to be going 7 o'clock. The Yeti are not practicing. That's our normal practice. So the following week, the Yeti will be back at practice after the junior Yeti practice. So it'll be cool to. I'm hoping that the guys get in there and interact with the kids and pump them up, get them, give them some 1-2s. Legends. Neil Paulus. That's passed down to Jared Hussey. Jared Hussey, pass it down to that young kid that little things. Little things mean a lot at this point. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
No,
I'm excited.
that's what it's all about. And like I said, I was just so ecstatic at the performance of your young guys. And there's he's not brandy new, but there's Blaine Stotler kind of starting you off, and wow.
The game was on. The Yeti, starting right off with the face-offs. Isaac has been doing fantastic for us on the face-offs, getting us some control and being able to scoop it up and get it going. Nice ground ball in front. Got to have it.
Yeah, no,
A mistake.
absolutely.
Simple, easy, correctable mistake. That was a great shot. He hit that corner. Where I was standing watching, I was like, oh, what a shot.
No, that's you talk about the stick has eyes. So he is left-handed shooting across his body, and look at there is like you see that little tiny window,
That's it.
and Mario closes the gap in the just barely a half a second late. I mean, the amount of time it takes Hussey's head to make it through that slot, Mario had already closed up the hole. But yeah, great shot by number
Number 8.
0. Or was that
No,
8?
oh, was it 0? I don't know. We don't know that either. We don't have a roster.
I bet
Nate,
you
I'm not done breaking your balls on that. I'm just letting you know.
Nate will be in
I'm
here at
gonna
some
let
point,
you
I'm
know.
sure, to tell you. I tell
All
you though,
night
so
long.
I do have to say he gave me one of those loud cups. I figured out what that noise was. Remember, you kept asking, what is
Yeah,
that noise? So
they snuck some of them through security.
what do you mean
That's
stuck?
all
They're
right.
plastic. You told him no metal. He
Yeah,
didn't. He just evolved and
well, it was a
adapted.
smart move. He adapted to the. You want to know what? I loved it. It was a great environment.
Those
The fans, I love it.
I think those
That's
are
what this is all about. Look at the
right.
fans right there. I'm looking at the fans right there. I believe there was 3. There were obviously some comp tickets, but there was some tickets that were. Uh, uh, I think we were almost 300.
Yeah.
So that's a nice showing.
Well, and it's just going to keep growing because I mean, honestly, the first couple of years you weren't playing in this Nexus Center. Now guys are getting to
No,
see it. Every time somebody sees it, it's going to keep growing. We just got to
yeah.
make sure I'm doing my part and getting it out there, really, because I don't know how you watch this game and don't want to come back and see the next time the Spirits are in the Nexus Center playing you guys. Same with that Serpents game. Like I don't know how you go to any of these games and don't
Great.
automatically try to become a
Wait till I
season.
got to start. Wait till I got to start talking in a little while about
Oh,
the upcoming game. It's even more. I got talking to one of our fans called me up, Bob Tallarico. Super fan. I'm going to call him. We talked on the phone last night for 3 hours, and it was a conversation in depth of everything. And it's a man that's doesn't he knows about lacrosse but is getting into it, and he's you know couldn't be more surprised of the product that is on the floor,
no, you
and
should have heard
that's what
people
I keep
talking to
telling him.
me outside of the Nexus Center, just talking about after the game. They were like, "Wow!" They were like, "So the Eels ended up with all over the place. There's no more Eels teams." And I always forget that it's not just people that are related to guys here that know it. That there is actually some Yeti fans who just show up to these games and they're like, "What's going on with the Serpents team? And what's going on with the Spirits team?" And yeah, no, everybody was super excited. I mean, we got to also give credit to your big guys, Chuck and Al Snow, getting some
We
offensive
took them down
shifts.
on the offensive side. They're big guys. They're not afraid to go through the middle. They know how to play. They get through the middle, and they can set a double pick. Mario, poof.
Yeah,
And
this
is
was.
that Mario? Is this the one that got tipped and went straight? No, that was a Mario save.
Oh yeah.
That one that went straight up in the air off of Peter's stick. I was like, oh my gosh.
I've watched that 3 times. I had to show Charity. I was like, watch this one. I was like, poor freaking Pete thinks he gets it. Mario's like, where's the ball? Oh wait, there it is behind the goal line.
Yeah, I felt that. What was that? That was the ball off my butt. Oh, you got,
Yeah.
a great job by all the goalies, and hopefully Horn is doing well. I
Yeah.
know
What
I heard
happened
he had
there?
injured hand. Exactly, knuckle wasn't staying in the right position. So,
Oh,
hopefully he's doing better, and they get that taken care of.
I
And
give
then
credit to
Fink
every
came in. Is that his name?
Fink.
Fink.
Yeah, Jared Fink. But I
Think
give
because
credit to anybody who will
I
stand in
don't
one.
have it. I don't have it on a piece of
We know
paper,
you
so
don't
it's
have a
tough to.
roster. It's
I
fake.
don't have a roster,
Don't
so
make me pull the roster up and we'll start going through the roster on the webpage. Because just like I pulled the Yeti page up for the Junior Yeti, I will pull the roster up and we can
that's
go
not
through
how.
it. But
That wasn't the deal. That wasn't the deal before the game. It'll be in my hands. All right. But
this,
anyhow, it
no.
was a great game. If
Here's the
Fink
problem
came
though.
in and did a great job,
You're talking smack, and you just almost missed this Rick Adelson goal.
I didn't miss it. I seen it live, baby. And I've already watched this. I've already watched this game 3 times already. It was a great game. How can't you watch it? I mean, back and forth. They're, as far as both goalies are making great saves. Offensively, they're making great passes, clearing, body. You know,
You should have started listening to Bob though, and
you
they
want to
should have
know
just
what was
locked down
yeah, well,
66.
you say that, but a lot of the goal, not a lot, some of the goals that he had, he's the one that shot the ball off of Peter's stick.
No,
What's it
he.
do? It goes, that takes one out. There's a couple that,
But I mean, look at just
there's one.
how.
Oh, okay. You tell me how you defend this. Tell me how you defend that.
Yeah.
You don't. That kid went up. If you can go back one more frame, go back 2 frames. One.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see it right there. He's extending for that over, and then there's another tier to it. It's a incredible shot by that kid.
Yeah, because then he
Awesome
doesn't
athlete.
leave his stick until he's all the way at the point he's watching Mario. No, this young man, I honestly think Bob said it correctly when he said he's the best player to not be in the NLL right now. I think it's undeniable. I've seen him play. There's got to be more to it than his size, I always say, because how has nobody picked this guy up?
I,
He is so
as
much fun
far
to
as
watch.
he's a hell of an athlete, that is for sure. Here's another one. You know,
Mario's gonna want that
uh,
one back. It happens sometimes. He bit the first fake, and no, like I mean, I
well, but
talked
the first
Mario.
break, but like Bobby said, if you can go back to it real quick, how are we letting him run down the side alone? We know who he is. We may have gotten picked off, but that's the second. We gotta do better. Talk through it.
Well, here,
Got to talk, and he didn't get picked off. He's coming down. I think Kiefer gets picked on the inside.
no,
Nope,
it's
it
just
is
mismanaged.
Sparacino.
They've double teamed
No, we
down
just
here.
lost him.
Just a
Yeah, we just
miscommunication.
lost him. Yeah,
Yeah, and by the time they pick it up, it's like, oh snap! But I
yeah,
mean, so you've got
correctable,
look at
correctable.
well,
That's
100%
that's
correctable. But the other
yeah.
thing is too, though. I mean, look at it's just you've got a couple guys that are a little bit on the younger side down there, and they're playing around, and then oh wait,
I think they got bit on the. If it goes back a little bit, I think there was a fake. And they're watching the other side of the field, not seeing him.
they might have still been drooling over that kid's goal, honestly.
Well, that's for sure too.
Yeah.
But if I'm watching everybody's still paying attention to that guy with the ball, and they don't even pay attention to the backside. Did he sneak off the bench and came
No,
in? No, he was on the
no,
field.
he was in the middle.
Yeah,
He comes from the middle.
yeah, there he is right there, right in the middle.
So right here, what happens is there's a switch right there where I think that's Coleman, right? Coleman goes, and then nobody
Yeah,
down low picked him up. Coleman
yeah.
stays topside with the ball. It's like you said, it's correctable. It's a
Correctable
miscommunication.
mistake. Yeah,
Yeah, happens.
and once again, a minor, little thing. That what a game. That's all I can say is what a game. Hopefully, you know, at the end of the season,
Well,
the best teams will be in it.
I had actually texted Jobson. I told him it was probably my favorite game of the year that I've watched so far. And it was fun for me because I got to just run the stream. I didn't have to really mess around much. I was running but it's
The
nice
crew
to,
was working. A nice job by Nate and Seamus, absolutely, and great job by Bobby and yourself as well. A
that,
great job by Molly, the crew down on the Tommy down in the penalty box area, throwing into the bait. Brody Davis, thank you very much as well.
yeah, no, it's been, everybody did their part and it was great for me because like I said, I didn't have to focus on all
Mr.
the
Conzola,
things I
Mr.
usually do.
Conzola as well. He was in the penalty box helping out this past week as well. It's how do we let this guy get through? Come on, we know who he is, what he can do. You got to get through that one.
But Mario stood tall on that one. But yeah, no,
You did, but you got to get through that.
you don't want to
That's
put them out.
3-0. 3-0. Mario with the save.
Yeah, I've been listening to that. It's Bowling for Soup is a song I always put it to. Mario, it's called Hey Mario. It's hilarious. It talks about being a
Chuck
next level
coming
bro.
through.
But yeah, no, I mean, it honestly, I was really surprised at where the offensive production has come from. If you had asked me at the beginning of the year, did I think Chuck, Al Snow, and then what? I'm sorry, number one, I'm forgetting.
Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
Brandon Miller.
Well, no,
Jared
he's number
Hussey.
20. Yeah, Hussey's
Yeah.
number one. I forgot Hussey's
Yep.
name. So yeah, that
Yeah,
Hussey,
Jesse DeMays still,
Brandon
Stotler's
Miller.
still getting a couple.
No,
The
we're gonna
boys,
talk.
everybody is contributing. This is 2 games in a row that Chuck's had a hat trick. So, I don't think a lot of us seen that, like you said in the beginning stages. But to throw a big body down through there and not be afraid to, body up on men, that's huge. It opens up, it gets hands free.
And OJ
Another
said there
save
was a
by
killer
Mari.
tournament in Calgary, and I bet you there was. He does all the minor stuff, but yeah, no, that was I think Mario too surprised a lot of people that haven't watched him because Mario. So he's played in Lax 9, he's played for a couple games, but like I said to Charity, I consider this Mario's first regular season like big start. This was the first one you called him up for. It's a home game that I've gotten to really watch him, and I think he absolutely stepped up to the plate and no, he played great.
He played a stellar game. He brought some quickness to where the little bit of the outlet. Amped up the crowd with some of the different styles. As far as Sully is a big post guy. Mario's going to bait you a little bit and then snap that arm out there and rob you.
Well, right
You know,
here's the prime example while you're talking about it. Look where he is. He's getting ready to set the seal for Coleman.
yeah,
And then he sees Coleman spins around, he pops back into the post. Sully is not as at I'm not gonna say as athletic of a goalie, but Sully is not as active.
different styles. Absolutely.
But
Sully's going to ride that line a little bit more,
here you're
play the
talking,
angles a little bit more, and Mario gets on the bait you and snap it away from you.
yeah. And by the time anybody realizes that this guy, and I mean, actually at this point my scoreboard was still working, so we're in the second, and I guess we still didn't realize at this point you shouldn't leave Skylar Thomas alone.
Wide open, wide open.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry,
There was
Mario,
one.
but Jesus.
And there's one. He did that, and then he was able to bring his stick still back
Yeah.
and feed it off the back hip, and it's like, what do you say about that? Other than that's a great shot, kid.
No,
Defense
I
put him on
think
the ground. I don't know.
another real statement in this game. So Nicky Snow was there. He was number 26. That's why I yelled it to you guys. I happened to like. He's one of those guys. When
No,
I see him, I
I didn't
know.
hear you. I had these headphones on, so I couldn't. If it was 2-6 on a piece of paper, we would have known
Yeah.
it.
So, anyways, that's why I yelled it because he's one of those guys I've watched enough that I definitely know Nicky Snow when I see him. So but for him not to be playing in Newtown and to be playing in the NABLL at the Nexus Center showing up, I think that's a huge statement for this league. I think Al Snow playing in it has really, when he started bringing some of those guys, and now there's guys with Jobson's team, I think you guys are doing such great things in this league. I don't think people realize the talent level that was out on the floor. Because some of the names aren't known by some of the guys. You've got a lot of young guys, but when you look at, like, yes, Skylar Thomas had 10 goals, but there's still some big plays with Mario shutting them down, your defense shutting them down. They're showing that they can play at that level of competition, is what this game
We're
really.
there. Again, the mistakes that were made were mistakes of correctability. That's the huge part. And once again, I'm not. Being in a nice facility is nice for the game itself. Where you want to, there's not a Mario. A ball bounced off the back of his tush at one point off a deflection. If that was in Thousand Islands, it doesn't happen because of the netting and the way that things are.
All right,
It,
let's go on to this with this pass though. I mean, how does Blaine Stotler thread the needle here? And more
it's about
impressive is Chuck as he's getting slammed, just keeps it. He's got one underneath him, and you see that he's just like, I don't know what else to do, but I'm underneath him trying to push him. You're pushing him on the
yeah,
back. How did he catch that?
practice. You want to know what? What's the 1,000 hours? Is that
10,000
what
hours.
the 10,000 hours?
Makes you
These
professional.
guys are starting to get in. A lot of them are coaches. So they've had the sticks in their hands since January. And then once again, we've started practice in March. So the boys have started to get together, and it was great to see this weekend. Obviously it wasn't great on the wins loss concept, but you want to know what? As far as a team, I love seeing it. Love seeing it.
But the unfortunate thing and fortunate thing is, as a general manager, you're not just looking at the wins and losses per season. You're looking at I don't know. I feel like you've got so many young guys. I'm still just blown away by the last two games and how awesome it's been to watch. Just the caliber. I feel the whole level, all the teams are playing better. It's at a higher level. It's just been so much fun. I mean, like plays like that. Like wow, that
Great ball movement.
so
Great
good.
ball movement. He snuck that backside, and
And this young man,
What can you say? Great job.
this though, this is what I mean.
This
Is
is
I
Addleton.
love this kid.
He's a sponge. He
He's
gets
my
the ground ball.
he's my
Boom.
Yeti of the year, honestly, so far. As I've been watching him, he's just the player of the year. He's a spark plug. He's been, there's lapses here and there. It happens. You're a young player. It's gonna happen. But it's right after this, and he just jumps up like, I am so excited. I love it. I love it. He jumps up and we get to capture that moment. So yeah, it's been amazing getting to watch Adelson. He's been so much fun this year to watch. But
He's
yeah,
been
look at Fink there, that big save, and then I don't know
yeah.
the going into
Goalies were playing.
halftime.
Horn was playing great until he got injured. Fink came in and played great. Mario, Greg, it was a game. It was a great game to watch.
It
That's
got
why I've watched it 3 times
oh
because
yeah,
it's like, wow. I mean, and to say how close we were, man. If we didn't do that type of things, it's like the final score 17-19, but 17 to 18. It was at what was it? 1 minute and 43 seconds. It's tied 17-17, something like that. And
oh yeah. No, it's
it
unfortunate my scoreboard wasn't working right, and unfortunately the game was so exciting to watch that instead of taking the time to fix the scoreboard, I was kind of watching the game. So yeah, that's
well,
on me.
but it's
But
it's
man,
all
that
good.
was a freaking game. Yeah, I mean, and like I bet. So now this is my third year, and I can remember Mario walking in with us and carrying things and coming to find us to see if I needed help carrying gear or whatever because he wasn't dressing, he wasn't playing. So for me to be able to watch Mario do this 3 years into it, it was just so. It was such a cool experience for me because, like I said, I remember Mario showing up. He always had the street clothes on, and I didn't know who he was at first. I met him at that first practice, and then I was like, this kid never dresses. Like, what's going on? And then you kind of said, well, he's new at this. He just started playing field and things are going. And now to watch him do that for me was, it was cool. I love watching these guys. But I got to highlight this one though because I do love Nicky Snow.
Who
He's
got
always
hit
been.
there? Was that somebody got put on their back there right before the goal? Right there.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was Kiefer. Where I think Kiefer came across. Is that Kiefer?
44. Yeah,
Yeah, that's Kiefer.
yeah. But no, I was,
I mean,
yeah.
we got to figure out what we need to figure out is how not to let people score on our man up. We're getting crushed man up, giving up goals. That's been an albatross right now.
Yeah,
So
there's a big
once we
knockdown
figure
for
that out,
another knockdown for
Addleston,
Adelson. Yeah, no, Adelson.
yeah,
No, like you said, but I mean, but you look at that, and that's kind of a byproduct of just the playing. I mean, you go through spurts. It's a game of runs. They get going. Things get in your head. You got things that you got to work on. I mean, wow.
little Huss, nice job. Great
Yeah.
hustle. Kid takes a beating and just keeps on. He reminds me so much of the boys from Notre Dame there. The beatings that those kids took in field ball. Well, Huss, I know I've been coaching him for 20, probably 19 years. Not directly, but when he was a little kid, I was coaching him, and he always had that heart, man. That kid has got, you know,
All heart.
the
You can
he's
see it.
got the
He's
he's
all
got
heart.
the instincts. He's going to take the beating, and you know what? He doesn't get
Well, you
doesn't get his feathers ruffled up too often.
no, and look at that
That's
Skylar
cool.
Thomas. So I mean, that's if you keep working at it, in years, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, you can still
Exactly.
score goals like that. And
Absolutely.
Snowman though, that's where the big shot comes in. It's hard enough that it still kind of momentums its way through it.
Well, yeah, once again, he's coming down. Everybody knows he's going to drop the plow, and who do you want to get in front of that? Hell no, those boys can hit. So and then you get second guessed, and he's able to walk down and pound it through. But
You see it a lot with goalies where once goalies make a bunch of saves, if you get a hot goalie, all of a sudden the teams are on there and they're kind of going through things and they're like, you're missing the net more. And it's like, oh, they missed. That's why the goalie's getting so many. It's like, well, no, the goalie's in their head now. They have affected the game to the point now guys are missing because they're trying so hard to hit those small windows. That's a tough
yeah,
thing to do.
it's a hard thing to do. I mean, and especially when you got good goalies. They know the angles.
Yeah, and
You know,
Snow
it,
agrees with us
it's
that you need to cover. Yeah, you just need to cover that, man. I honestly, I don't know. I take Leota or somebody, and you tell him I don't care where this kid is. If he's there, if he's on the bench, you know what, Leota, we're gonna play man down. You go stand next to the bench in case he comes off onto the
oh
floor.
yeah, put your hands in his pockets. That's how I've always said. Steal his lunch. You got to make sure you're nose to nose and stick to stick, and yeah, that's But once again, athletes will be athletes. I'm sure he's dealt with this his whole life, and he knows how to deal with it. That's a great athlete being a great athlete.
Yeah, there's no
Nice
way
look.
that's the first time somebody would try to do that to him. But here's Mario again. Boom.
Cookie taking a shot. Boom. We'll get him on the
And great
ground.
communication on this one though, because there's
Yeah,
no
they
way
got the
Mario
rebound.
actually saw where that ball went though. But you could tell from guys communicating because it went behind his head. He never looks behind him. He doesn't have to look up. Somebody communicated it to him, and he's looking right at it, and he picks the ball up immediately afterwards. So kudos
Yeah.
to the defense communicating it. Sully is probably the first person I noticed that really calls it out as a watching Sully, and when I had his GoPro, he gave me some GoPro footage, and unfortunately it all sucks, so we couldn't use it. But I did get to hear Sully the entire time, top left, center, bottom left, top right, and just he the entire time calls it out.
That's teamwork. I mean, and that's and I've been telling you, the two of them work great together. They help each other out. They work with each other. They know when each other needs something. Again, it's been a great, what a lucky ad. I mean, God darn, there's another one. Bang, bang. He had it, and it must have rolled out the back. I don't see it drop onto the ground.
No, I
There's the
have.
save. Did he get it from the? Did he see it falling and he snagged it?
Oh no,
I
watch
don't
right
know.
behind his foot. It's right there.
Oh, his back foot. There it is. Yes, there it is.
I've watched this a couple times too, and I hadn't seen it yet. Now I do. Yeah, so it's right there. You see the kid picked it up right there, and in. And this is
It
one of those
just
things
got it.
because so Suits and Coleman both are looking for the ball to see if it falls out, and he's just on
It
the other
did.
side of his thing. But I mean,
Yep.
you basically, yeah, shit happens.
Correctable. Correctable. Get on his hip. We got
Yeah,
to be on guys'
turn around,
hips.
boxing guys out, watching their players. They
Yep.
call it, checking down, but instead of worrying about where the ball is, just check down on their stick, make sure if there's
Get on the
sticks
hip.
there. And this one, oh man, I thought Hussey had this one.
Nice save by Fink.
Oh yeah, he just boom punched it out. Yeah, I thought for sure Hussey had that one. He's a lot of fun to watch too. I tell you, if it wasn't for Adelson, Hussey would probably be my rookie of the year. But yeah, no,
How
I've
fast?
just been
How fast do you think that shot's going that Brandon just took? I'm saying
not as
it's
fast as
probably
it
not
was the
doing
next day. Because when we
right.
get into the
Well,
next set of highlights, that's where we're really going to talk about him. Because he had a few. I mean, he had a few in this one too, and he does shoot very fast. But
well, he wasn't there Saturday. He didn't play Saturday.
who wore 20 then? So it was this one I watched.
Mm,
I don't know. I clipped so
not
many. I
a.
thought it was this one. He had a
Yeah,
hat trick in
he
this
had a
game.
couple outside He had in this game in the
Okay.
second half. He had a couple lasers
So
outside. Yeah,
I must be screwing the two up. But yeah, no, that's what I wanted to talk. He had a rocket. And
yeah.
also he wears 20, so that's my number. So he did catch my eye several times. I thought it was the next game. But no, the rocket that he had, I was very impressed with the shots.
Yeah. He the get the
Oh,
ball on the net makes
Jo-
a big difference.
Jobson's here now. I'm not sure if he heard me talking about how amazing the Loud Cup was, or if because he's a little under the weather, so he might have been running late. Paul's been giving you crap for the
I've been
rosters, of
talking
course,
smack all damn long, and I'm not going to stop.
but no, oh man, Mario again.
Another save. Another save. Baited him in. Good job.
And again, and this type controls the
Outlet,
rebound.
and there's the outlet. The nice thing is, this year we've definitely worked hard on doing outlet passing, breaking guys. So we've heard, there it is. Here it
Oh
is.
yeah, I know, because I've looked at it a couple times, and so yeah, it
There's
goes
the ball up in the air and boop,
off Leota's stick. He's
off the
looking up.
stick, up in the air.
Mario's looking forward.
Look at Al. Al's looking at it, going,
Uh
"Hey
oh.
guys."
Oh. And Alan, you can just see like he still thinks
Uh,
he's got it when he starts taking the step, and like
yeah.
halfway right before the foot lands on the ground, you can just like see his body language, just like
Uh,
oh.
but lucky bounce, and sometimes that happens, and it happened. You know, it didn't stop us from doing what we were doing. I don't know what the score is at this point in time, but the you know the game was a great. We didn't give up. That's what was great about this game is to the very end we were fighting, and it was a great game to watch.
Yeah,
Kudos to both teams. The boys played. There was no, major skirmishes or anything like that. They just straight up let the sticks talk and the bodies talk, and that was great to see.
yeah.
Great job by Isaac. Facing off with us right now, and
No, that was good.
he would
Somehow I
have
missed
had.
this one though. I screwed something up here. I think we must have clipped one late because it all of a sudden clips to a goal, and I was like, "What the hell happened? I missed it." See, so
Nice
there's the
touchdown.
save. So it must be he dunked over the top afterwards.
Ah,
I don't know. I missed that one. And if only this guy had the scoreboard fixed right, we'd know when it actually was instead of guessing at when it was. But
it happens.
yeah,
You want to know what?
how about
We're
that one?
only human. How about that one? You know, 60 saves. The kid stood on his head. Uh, Kudos to him, and kudos to Brandon. Some outside right
Well, that was the one right here. I was talking like he
yeah,
just comes. Oh, I went too far back.
reached around the kid, and the stick said, "Thank you,
It was a beautiful
thank you for
seal.
getting me there. That's where I needed to be, right there." Whoop.
Yeah, so that's Weir's, right? Is the 48 with the seal?
Yep,
Yeah, Ian Weir's. That's a good pick there.
Ian
And then
Weir.
yeah, and there's Apollo, as you guys like to call him,
Malo. Well, what am I? What's his name?
Irizarry.
I know it's Irizarry, but all honestly, if I had a roster in front
He
of me, I would
he
have been
said,
able to call Irizarry.
yeah, he said that somebody that you employ said they would handwrite it. Oh yeah, they did for
Yeah,
them, so that way she had it. She
Yeah,
definitely
for
did.
them,
She wrote
yeah,
it for the score sheet.
I'm talking. I got the text that says I will hand deliver it to you.
Maybe he was
Just
going to hand deliver it to you after Molly wrote it. So he was
to
waiting for
me,
Molly to
to
write it,
Greg.
then he was going
I
to pick
said,
it up
make
and
sure Greg Beecher has one before production time. I
oh
will
my
hand
goodness.
deliver it. I will hand deliver it. Nice save by Fink.
Yeah. That is just whoop. I mean,
That's
that's the
all.
kick save at a butte right there. There's another young man who's been playing great.
Peter Colburn doing
Yeah.
great job. Down at Alfred. Wiped. As far as a New Hartford kid, just getting his first year into box, and he's loving it. So only great things can come from that. Hopefully, these kids tell their buddies, "Let's start playing more box, boys. It's fun."
It's going to
So,
though, and I mean, where else do you get to play against this level of competition?
and that's it. I mean, Nate's got a great team. As does Oswego, as
Oh,
does the Seneca
man,
Lake.
this freaking bounce shot for Miller though. There's some spin
Uh
on
huh,
that.
crazy.
Oh
Whoop.
my. Yeah.
Had a great game. 5 goals, 1 assist. You know, uh, kudos to Brandon. Came to us this year, and very team's very excited to have him on
Yeah.
the roster.
No, but I mean, there's a prime example too. Like that number 8, he could have cheap shot him in the back, and he didn't. He just stood there like, oh no, it was a great. I honestly
That's
think
what
it
I'm saying.
was
It was a great game.
yeah
The
the
guys
best the
played
best
ball.
game
We
I've
didn't get
seen.
into a
None of it.
yeah. It was a
None of
great
the.
game.
There was no
Great game.
BS in that game. There wasn't anybody that like you watched and you're like, wow, why is that guy playing like
I'm
that?
going to give props to the officials as well. I know
Woohoo!
they were calling. There might have been a couple calls that were questionable. Of really, it's box lacrosse guys. Well, you want to know what? They did a great job controlling the game.
Well,
They didn't. They let the guys play. The ones that were penalties, they called penalties. Simple as that. Don't argue the penalty. And it was great to see the official
right there's a prime example of them. They didn't call either of it. Suits gives him a little
yeah.
cross check. He turns and gives him a little whack, and they're like, okay, all
He's
right, boys,
watching. He's
both of them.
watching it.
And then they run to the bench,
Yeah.
so they were like, okay. And then that one though, like this kid doesn't extend up through him. I don't think.
Not too bad.
No, no,
Not
like
too
he could
bad.
have definitely punched him in the back of the head. Instead, they call the back and give Give him the ball.
Uh,
Leota's like, "Where am I? Okay, let's get it."
well, Peter had a great. He's playing
Oh
good
my
ball.
goodness, yeah, that Colburn kid, he's gonna be nasty too. You get
Yeah,
some of
he's
these
got
young
the
guys
reach.
some more time, I tell you. I am so excited. As I watch this, I just get more and more excited for the Yeti future. For the way it's looking with some of these youngsters out there, though. I mean, they look good. You've got some great guys. They're getting better playing against some goalies. I mean, right there, you got Nick Suits playing for the Virgin Islands. He's going to be up in the World Games, and they got there's a few things to clean up, but
Yeah, absolutely. But on the same note as iron sharpens iron. If you're playing this competition and competing at teams with this competition,
no, you're either
Friday,
getting better or
and
getting blown out.
Saturday, you're only going to get better and better.
Yeah, no, because you either get better or you get blown out. That's your option,
That's it.
and then you
You
quit
know, and
playing. I love when Coleman and like the D guys get up there. They're so excited when they get that goal. See, this was me trying to fix the clock, and then frickin' yeah, he does this one. This is the one you were talking about earlier.
let's see here. Yeah. Got Mario moving to the left and brings it back. What a great move. What do? The kid got underneath. Obviously Peter could have probably slid a little bit earlier, but he's worried about Cookie right there. So,
Well,
Adelson takes a swing
oh yeah.
and he's got position on him.
Look at that fake pass though.
Yeah. It froze Peter.
Yeah,
Peter
no,
was creeping. Peter was creeping.
it was a beautiful play. Man, that
Incredible
kid is
play.
so good.
I'd go on the record, but I'm not. We'll let him taste a Nora's. We'll give him a tasting of the Nora's turkey joint shot of the game, goal of the game, because that was a good one.
Hey,
We'll definitely
wait,
split it with the.
are we
Oh,
giving our first sweetest goal of the game to
well,
somebody that's not a Yeti?
I said, well, no. I said he can taste him.
Oh,
He
okay.
can taste him. He's not getting the jar. He can taste it.
All right, Stone, thanks for hanging
But
out. Now we got Rodney in.
a darn awesome goal.
I was gonna
The
say
kid's a
that's
great athlete.
I was just
That's
getting
a
ready to
great
say
athlete.
that's gonna be one of
Wow.
the BS goals of the year. That's definitely a candidate for it. But
It clearly is, but as far as the turkey joints go to the Yeti, that's for sure. As far as
I was like, hey God, we're changing the rules here.
no
It was
rules,
nice,
no rule
but
change. But I got to give the kid a shout. How do you not give that kid a shout?
how do you?
You know,
Yeah,
great for him. Great for him, and it was great. 10 goals and 1 assist. I think the kid had. Great job.
my
Great
goodness.
game.
Yeah, he's a blast.
And I don't even think he's on the leaderboard in regards to points going down through.
I
But when
don't.
I took a look on Sunday, I took a look. I didn't even see his name on the board, and I was like, how in the hell is he not on the board?
Maybe he hasn't played in that many games yet. That would be my
Maybe
only
not. I'm not
guess.
sure. Oh, that was a hit by Jess. Unk took a freaking lunk in there, babe.
Oh yeah.
Boom,
Boom.
boom.
Yeah, it's just one of those two. He gets hit from the one
He's
guy.
going down, and the kid's putting it across his chest, but he's
And
going down at the same time.
same thing though. Is that kid like he extends the elbow a little bit, but if that kid actually like lifted up through that, ooh, that would have been
Yeah,
bad. But instead, Uncle
yeah.
Jesse just picks his stick
Unk
up and
just gets up and continue to play.
is he on?
Uh,
I gotta ask him. I mean, I probably shouldn't put this out on the internet, but is Uncle Jesse on some type of like human growth hormone? Because he doesn't seem to age.
I'm not going to answer anything in regards to what plumbers do. Plumbers do. There's some sort of oath that they have, I guess.
There's an oath that they have as the plumbers. So him and Jimmy Fay laying the pipe down in Binghamton,
Laying the pipe down in the Appalachia.
Appalachia,
Yeah, that too.
Appalachian, right?
Whatever, someplace down there.
Someplace down. Oh man,
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, what a great shot! Just a freaking ripper. There's a Ty Hill worm burner.
yeah. It's a worm burner.
That's a worm burner right there.
I like it.
Put it right at his laces and just roped it.
And
Nice
you can
shot
see
there too.
Adelson mad at himself for not getting out there, but he tries to slide up. He's just a yeah, oh yeah. So that's what it was. He let himself get sucked down. Who was originally covering him? Nobody. Again.
Nobody.
And Adelson knows. He's like, oh, I should have been up there.
How fast was that shot? Maybe 45 miles an hour. He didn't put everything on it. It was an off speed shot.
I do have to say this one though. I watched Blaine debating on the floor. This kid did not. It was close, but he did not come back through the crease. I think his foot is on the line here before he gets possession. He's in. That's the only one because I it looked like because that I think it's Blaine down at the bottom putting his
Yeah,
hands
he's
up
saying in
like,
and out.
what are
Yeah.
you doing? And I watched it like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, see, he actually even turns his foot, so he's completely on the line. I don't know what the rule is, but he is completely on the line. So I would imagine if he's on the line, it counts as him being in. Unless when he spins, maybe his heel came out a little bit, but
Yeah. I mean, it's a
it's close. And I don't
close.
blame for being like, come on, guys. But
Come on,
I've never seen
boys.
one of them change their mind. But then this was this the dagger one here towards the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. That was the dagger. I knew it. Then we'll get into that next game. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we've been doing this already for a little bit here. I just noticed, and yeah, we're
We haven't
just
even
getting into
touched
the
the other
next
game.
game.
What
Yeah.
a weekend. Hey, I mean, once again, why, why do we do what we do? Because of this right here. The guys doing what they do on the field. I can't say enough, for back-to-back nights against back-to-back great teams. It
Yeah,
was a
that
great
guy
great
right there.
environment. The opening of the Wild Winder Center, Mary Winder Center, and couldn't have been more proud of our guys coming and playing the way they played. They played hard and aggressive, just like they would want. The creator definitely seen smiles on many people's faces there.
Yeah.
Some
Shout out
incredible.
to Seamus for the. Most people won't realize it because they don't operate cameras very often. But a lot of times, if I'm running the camera, I guarantee you autofocus is on. I don't mess with focus. If I have to, you might as well just throw the camera away. But with a black net like this, you can't use it. So Seamus is literally every time he zooms, he's then manually adjusting the focus with his fingers, trying to get it dialed in. So kudos to Seamus for this. This was
Kudos to
a
him.
very hard thing for him to do, and I think he did a phenomenal job at it while he was up there. Captured and I mean, how cool is it that we got to capture this for every one of these guys? The one guy turned around afterwards and thanks Blue Squatch. And yes, I mean, we did do some work to get into it, but in all honesty, if it wasn't for Paul Noecker and the Utica Yeti, that's what really got us there.
Huh? You want to
So
know what?
thank you, Paul Noecker.
I do it because you guys all want to do it, and it just keeps me burning.
Oh man, it's fun.
It's incredible. Again, the people, Ron Cogan. Thank you, Ron Cogan, for the opportunity and the Oneida Haunted Fire for allowing us to be a part of this occasion. It was a great game.
I
They
will
came
make
out on top.
one comment though. I would like to before we get started.
Yeah.
Davy Jones might be the worst person at retiring I've ever seen in my life. So he's retired supposedly at
Well,
the end of the
I thought it
year.
was his son, all honestly, because his son's a goalie as well, isn't he?
Oh, actually, was it? I just heard the name.
Mhm.
No, no. So this is Slade. This is
It
Cathers.
was dad. No, it was dad. It was dad that
Okay.
was
I was gonna
playing.
say. I
Yes,
thought when I
but his
clipped
son
these
is also a
highlights.
goalie.
Yes, he's got. Oh, he does. He's got one that plays, and he's got a son that's go. I forgot about that because I had watched him, and his one son had hurt his knee, so I wasn't even thinking about the goalie. I forget. Yeah. All
Yeah,
I
he's
can
got a
think of,
son.
honestly, whenever I see him now, is just that one game me and you called, and just R. So every time he makes a save, I just want to go
Arr.
R.
Arr, Davy
R.
Jones. I even, as far as the spirit of Davy Jones, I up in Thousand Islands last week. It's Bill Johnston, the pirate that comes into town. For whatever reason, I had the spirit of Davy Jones, and I figured it out. It's because of SpongeBob. There's a character, but then you bring up this, and now that's why Davy Jones was on my mind.
Aha.
Kiefer taking a long one, wrapping it off the top. That's Gathers, I believe, that started the game.
That's Edmund Gathers. So I
Yep.
hadn't seen him actually yet this year. He wasn't playing for Onondaga yet, which is a shame because you watch him and he makes saves like that. And honestly, one of my biggest things with watching Gathers is I think there's few goalies that. Oh my goodness, Chase Kogan.
That was a nice move, right?
But
Now I
yeah,
was reading that. I thought he had a couple goals. He didn't have, but only 6 assists. I thought he had a couple goals as well.
I think he did too. That might be screwed up. But
Okay.
but no, Slade there Gathers. He has a laser of a pass. He's one of the best, like Christian Del Bianco level, I think, passing out. as far
Yep.
as out of the crease. But no, I mean,
Nice save.
yeah.
Adelson getting fired up. He
Well,
was
he
he was mugged a little bit,
he was mugged a little
but
bit, but
he got a breakaway off of it.
well,
You
here's
know,
the
he
thing
got
though is
penalty shot.
so you saw this like when Suits first started playing, you guys told me like that you got to get used to the contact and you don't want to take something because you could almost take a opportunity like this and instead of your team being on the power play or getting a penalty shot, now you could ruin it and the next thing you know you're done. You know, it's over. You've made it even strength, or you've cost yourself the opportunity. But yeah, no. So tomorrow in the NABLL show, we are going to have the Long Island team, and that's one of Hot Rod's buddies. We might get him on there. Yeah, I see him saying, "Get me on the
Nice.
chat." So we will. Oh, tomorrow he's in Tonawanda for the Junior B game. Aha, never mind. So I see what he's got going on.
Are you headed out to Buffalo?
I don't think so. I hope not.
There's Brian Bucktooth with the shot on. Nice save by Mario.
He
Chris
actually
is doing. McDonald is doing an awesome job clearing the ball as well. That kid can just run and run and run and run.
Yeah, no, and you seeing the
Oh,
maturity
that was
though with
Ian Weir. That was Ian Weir. My bad. I thought that was Chris.
no, I was gonna say the thing I've noticed with McDonald this year really is the decision making on when to kind of go in and when not to. Instead of forcing
Yeah.
it, like at the beginning of the year, he really didn't want to go in. You could see him last year, and then by the end of the year, he was kind of forcing it because he had gotten a couple. And so yeah, I think this year I've really seen with McDonald though, just the knowing when to, when's a good opportunity or when to pull it out because you see somebody coming off the floor, coming out the door, or maybe okay, well there's no chance at a rebound here either.
And it's been huge. And there's the sponge. Adelson gets another breakaway, and they're stone cold.
Yeah.
It's hard to hit that 5-hole. You got to get the goalie moving so he lifts that stick up because it's tough to get it by that big wall, those big sticks.
Well, and not to mention, so when you're playing against a team like the Haudenosaunee Fire or any of these guys who grew up on any of the native nations, they've played with wooden wall sticks since the time they were big enough to hold it.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
watch your little kids, so they're used to it. So not only is it a bigger stick, you're also taking something that these guys have been playing with for 15, 20 years at this point, and
yeah.
you're just
Nice
started
cut.
playing box lacrosse. It's hard to. Oh yeah, no, that was beautiful. I love watching that McCoy Abrams. That's who 12 is. He's another one of those Onondaga guys I met through the PBLA. There was quite a few I met through the PBLA.
It was a very talented team. As far as nicely matched up. All honestly, as far as we played NLL modified rules, so
It
it
confused
was
me at first. I was very
yeah,
surprised
it was
because
more of our yeah.
I was expecting more of a Can-Am rule set, and then all of a sudden, the first over and back call went, and I was like, oh.
Yep.
And then I heard a 10
Yep.
second, and I was like, because at first with the over and
We
back,
did
I was like, maybe I missed it, and then I heard a 10 second, and I was like, got it.
we did take the dive out just so that we keep the goalies safe. There's no sense potential injury on somebody going through the crease. So, we all agreed on that. So, other than that, we played the NLL style, so which was pretty cool to our. And once again, you could also use a woody, whether it was a goalie or the runners.
Yeah.
So.
No,
And
I
just all around, look at the crowd. The crowd, the all
that
the
was
way
Chase right
around on
there.
both sides. It was a great atmosphere. We
So
were
there's
clearly
there's
the,
one
the
goal for Chase right
underdogs.
there.
Yeah. Oh, there
So he
was
had
one
at
right
least
there.
one. Yeah. But no, so
Okay.
I honestly though that place was packed in. There was a great job. What a cool honor. So I mean, and I was going to talk about it after Paulie Gates gets in the net. But for some of these guys, brand new playing lacrosse, or not lacrosse, but playing box lacrosse, and now you're in a place like this playing with these guys who have generations of
Where
knowledge and playing in.
where the
Oh
game
my goodness.
began. This
Yeah.
is where the game began. That's why I take such an honor in what transpired there is. This is the Haudenosaunee territory. This is where it began. This is the original game was in this area, and for us to be invited to the brand new facility and and be a part of it, truly honored. I cannot say enough how honored, and I thank the Oneida Nation. I thank Ronnie Coogan and all of his staff, his general manager. I apologize for I forget his name. He was the gentleman in the suit there. Uh, Thank you, Ronnie Patterson. Uh, the guys were at the very end. You know, the pizza and the gathering, the pitcher. Al Snow was able to have the ceremonial face off. Some very cool things that 4 years ago. Did you ever think of this?
No, no, and well,
No,
4 years ago, I never would
no,
have known that that was Davy Jones in net now either, just
right.
by looking at him.
I mean,
But yeah, it's unbelievable to see what the Yeti have done and accomplished, and then that young man, I cannot wait
me neither.
for oh
I'm
my
excited.
goodness.
I'm
Oh my, you
excited.
just talk about so like we never expected obviously it to be to really go this far where the Yeti are getting invited to play at a place like this. This is a really cool, I mean, and
Team
to be able to
USA last year.
oh
Some of the things that have transpired are just like just phenomenal.
yeah.
And I and it's it's testament to the guys on the field, to the coaching staff. How about props to Johnny running the
Johnny,
bench this
I was just gonna
weekend?
say, so Johnny
Had these
Lehman,
guys,
first time on
he
his
had these
own
guys
really.
fired right up. The boys were ready to play. Not that they're not any other time, but you know what? They were good and hungry for Johnny. Johnny made the right moves, put the right people on the floor, and we produced. Paulie Gates doing a great job there after halftime. Yeah, it's his first time with the big stick,
He
and
takes
look at
this
that,
one
nice
right,
coverage.
yeah, right
That's a
off the
nice
head though.
coverage right there.
Boom, right off the face. Great
You know,
job, Polly.
nice job though coming across. So he had the arm in the right position, leg was covering up that 5 hole. That was a good form
Yeah,
and
no,
another good save.
he's getting I got to actually like meet him in person for the first time at the first Yeti game. And yeah, no, I love getting to meet these guys. And honestly, so now this seems to be a story for the Yeti. You get these young goalies come out, sit behind guys for a little bit, get some time here and there in instances like this. I mean, not necessarily everyone's going to be at the grand opening of a facility against a Haudenosaunee fire team with, you know, these kind of guys. But Paulie Gates said, you talk about getting thrown in the fire. How about that for, hey, I know you're cold and you haven't really gotten a ton of game time yet, but jump in against these guys. Let's see how this goes.
Well, he came in and he had actually said, "Coach, I tweaked my back somehow, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to go." And he's like, "I just want to see how it goes through warm ups." He took all of warm up, and it loosened up, and he got the opportunity to perform, and he put smiles on people's faces. He did a great job.
Yes. No, that goalie is a position you can put me down for no thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not even so much the guy shooting at you as it is every goal. I just feel like, oh man, it's my fault. And
it's
that,
my bad.
like the goalie is the one position. Like everything else, it's always but like that move right there for him, just spinning for such a young guy
To
into the
get the backside out of the way.
yeah.
Boom.
No,
Ball
that was
rolls away
yeah,
from the net. Ball
beautiful.
rolls away from the net. Good cover.
Yeah, no, it's
Tyler Held had a very good game. Nice look.
yeah, Elter Skelter. No, it was this was cool. I love and honestly though, I like this because I really just got to walk around, eat some food. I mean, I set everything up, which was very fast. We kind of were last minute there, which is why the scoreboard's kind of screwy. But and that's why it's blue because at Onondaga we have to tint it, otherwise the glare ruins it. So then when we came here, we set everything up. I don't, in case anybody doesn't know, we literally had 20 minutes from the time we walked in the door until that opening ceremony. So it was like go
It was
time,
boom,
and
boom, boom.
Nate was sitting there running it, and I kept telling him, I was like, okay, so right now you're on the mic. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, we set the camera up first, then we set you up. Now we've got the replays running. Like we just were adding the parts and pieces as we went, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun when it works out. It gets a little frustrating sometime, but thankfully everybody was awesome. And then once it
Nice
got
job,
going,
boom.
though, I got to really just spend some time eating and watching and hanging out and being a spectator. And man, was that cool to go watch. So one thing everybody assumes we watch so much lacrosse. I lose perspective of how fast it is and how hard these guys shoot. And I'm only standing what 30 feet away, sometimes 30 yards away. Sitting down on the plexiglass though, watching these guys. Oh man, that was cool. I love these seats where you can get right behind the plexiglass. Those like the party zone at the Firewolves, and there you
Yeah,
get a way better perspective of how fast that ball is really moving.
yeah, yeah. a little bit different of indoor turf. These ones had beads. This turf had beads, so it does give you a little bit of a different bounce. It had more of a grassy feel than a carpet feel. So it was great, beautiful facility.
Yeah.
And again, the boys just kept on going.
Well, you know what's
Time
really
was
funny about
ticking.
so what other field is like this, Paul? Does this remind you of any other field?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it might remind you of several of them, but I'll cut to the
Yeah,
chase and we'll get to it. So the first turf field I ever got to play on was at Proctor.
up at MB. Yeah,
Yeah,
up
at
at
MB,
MB.
and this is what the turf was like. So
Yep.
just another, it's funny how the world, these little things, and they all just kind of bounce back to the same. But yeah, no, it was that, and I remember those little rubber pellets because Charity was like, "What is that?" I was like, "They're little rubber pellets that are gonna fill your sock," and
Yep.
she was like, "Okay." I was
The
like,
custodial guys, I feel bad for the custodial guys because that black stuff's over everything.
"Oh my goodness."
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Your shoes are full of it. The guys come off the field, they unload their shoes. Blur. It's like,
Are
oh
we
man.
streaming in Oswego Wednesday? Do you have a game Wednesday, Paul?
No, but Thousand Islands and the Riverhawks have a game that I'm probably going to get up to. Maybe, maybe not. We may go see a, local band, Broken Rule, and see if they might be interested in case there's a playoff game because we're always hoping that there's a playoff game, and we're going to have a band for them. So we might
Yeah.
go take a look and throw a little country into this here jam. Nice shot by Chris Ryan. Pulled the
I will
goalie off
say
the
I
cycle a little bit.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move by Chris Ryan. He's looked, great as always. You can always count on him. But yeah, no, I could do without country. I think you guys did
I
great,
could too,
great
but you
music
want to
selection the first two.
they'll throw the Skinnerd in there. They'll throw some ACDC in there. They'll throw some Bush in there as well. It's not all country; it's country rock. And you know what? Yeah, you gotta love cowboy boots.
Absolutely. No, so I loved how we got to catch that, like some of those guys' goals too. You could see how excited a lot of those guys were, and
Yeah,
to be able to catch that and get it recorded, they'll be able to show their kids. They were the ones that got to play there first. They were in the first game. Davy Jones, after retirement, somehow still out there playing, even though he's retired at the beginning of this year or semi-retired. I knew I couldn't quite believe it, but no, I love to see it. I mean, it has been amazing. So what is up? We've got the Junior Yeti going, but Friday night, where the Yeti gonna be?
Friday night, we're going to be hopefully around a campfire, roasting marshmallows and singing Kumbaya with family members. I gave the guys, after 2 weeks of a row of back-to-back doubleheaders, we're done until next Thursday or next Wednesday. A couple of the guys are going to come down and, like you had mentioned, with the Junior Yeti, and then go through some drills and throw them, show them a little of the basics and everything. But for the most part, it's time to let the boys heal and recuperate and do the family time and celebrate a beautiful country that we have and then get back at it next. I believe it's the 7th,
Yeah, no,
Wednesday
it's
the
next.
7th.
Yeah, and then next Friday you guys are hosting Oswego, right?
And then we have Oswego, which is a must win if we even want to think about a game. And it's not just a win, but we also have to we got to win by 5.
Oh,
So yeah, you got to take into
talk
those
about putting yourself behind the 8 ball.
8 ball and pinned in against the rails as well. So we got some work to do. Hopefully the guys are rested up. I know they're going to keep the sticks in the hands because they're all this is their passion.
Well,
Whether they're with their kids or
nobody's there
whatever.
trying to make money. I mean, everybody that's there is there because they love it. So, like you said, they're
Everybody,
coaching, they're
everybody that's
doing
on
it.
the
Yeah,
roster is paid. They're paying to play lacrosse, and it's not your average lacrosse. It's a great lacrosse. So, as far as the talent on the floor is pure, and they love what they do, and they do what they love, and I want to make sure that they got the best of the best of the best, and that people know who they are. That's why we got BSP and Mark Murphy on the team, and we do what we can do to make sure that maybe someday these guys will be seen by somebody and get an opportunity. I mean, that's
absolutely.
what
But
it's all about.
it's been an hour and 5 minutes already. I just pulled the
I
stream
know,
back up and I was like,
I know,
damn, we've been
it's
going. It's
crazy.
so much fun. All right. So
Makes
until
the
next
blood
week,
melt.
I'm going to do a read through of the sponsors again because I really appreciate all the sponsors. So we're going to let them scroll one more time. But Paul, what else you got to say to all of our Yeti Nation friends before we
Yeti
sign
Nation,
off?
please do me a favor. Keep watching BSP. Matter of fact, if you can, Greg, throw that link on there so that
Oh, if anybody
let's.
wants to join to be a member, yeah.
Yeah, it's time to get you some extra people saying you want to. Well, thank you, and like he's mentioned before, it's no more than a beer a month in regards to that. Or for that matter, a brand Y shot for that matter. So
Yes,
if
and
you can think of it
honestly,
that way.
that coffee, I'm not usually a coffee liquor guy because I drink usually whiskey on the rocks or whatever I'm drinking, I just drink. That coffee stuff, I'm already almost out. I wasn't even going to buy it, but he gave me a bottle. It was just like, hey, just give it a shot, you know? So because I was going to buy the rumpskin. I'm going to screw it up, but it's delicious anyway. So that's the one I originally was like,
Rumsky,
rump.
Rumsky.
Yes, I
That's
love it.
Rumsky.
That's my favorite when it comes to drinking it because I just like to drink it. Vodka, I'll
Yeah,
drink. I did try some of their vodka. It was wonderful. I bought some for my father-in-law because he loves it. But yeah, definitely check out Brand Y. Get yourself there or send him a message and find out how to get yourself that because it's great things he's doing down there. Support the local guys. Support all these. If we help each other out, we're gonna make it through.
Greg, I gotta give a couple of shout outs. SFM, the skate park foundation. Thank you so much for getting there and being a part of the memory of that game because it was an incredible game and we got some more information out there for
Well,
mental health
and
awareness.
shout out to the Yeti Nation for raising some money for that. I know just for what we ended up with, essentially, I guess you could say we donated, but it really wasn't us. We put that head up for raffle, and it was over $100 that got donated in raffle
Beautiful,
tickets for that head. So Yeti Nation
awesome,
came in
awesome.
strong,
Thank you, Ned.
and
That's what it.
absolutely.
That's you know what that's what it's all about. I can't say enough to them. I can't say enough to Crafty Beach, Brand Y for bringing your products to the game so that people have a little something to talk about. Hayden McMonigal,
That
thank you
was
very
he's
much for
good.
jamming
He's
for
on
the
our
amount of time.
Yeah, he was on our Instagram. I went live watching him. He's good. It's a lot of fun. I got to get
He's a
up there
great
and play
kid.
with him one of these days. It's
And
fun.
that's what we're hoping for. You want to know what that's what it's all about? Coming up on for the 12th, July 12th, we have Chad Plants, a local guy who's got many years of experience behind him. Awesome singer. As far as a lot of Grateful Dead and everything else. So uh, the 12th is going to be a huge game, man. Let's get everybody down there. If you can't make it, make sure you're checking out the stream. I think we had 145 people the other night
Live,
watching.
yeah, 145 live,
So
400
please
views
do
by the
me a
time it was
favor.
done.
If you can't make it, definitely watch
Jump
us
on.
live because we
Yeah.
want to definitely and talk to us. Don't just jump up and watch. You want to say something. You want
Tell us
to.
where you're watching from. That's my favorite. I
We
love to
would
see
love
it.
it.
The farther
I
away
would
you
love to
are, the
see it.
cooler it is. We get like anybody from Maryland watching. You're watching let us know where you're watching from. That is
Yeah,
definitely a favorite of mine.
it is. Well, the one time we had the Philippines, a
Every,
gentleman from the
every night.
Philippines was
Every
watching.
night he wakes.
That
That's morning time for him. He wakes up if we've got a game at 7 o'clock. Mike jumps on and says, "Good morning, everybody."
Good morning. That's awesome stuff. Yeti Nation, thank you for what you do. Get there on the 12th. Greg Beecher, thank you for what you do. Family Landscaping, thank you for what you do. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, thank you for what you guys do. We love you guys. Without you guys, this doesn't happen. Utica Club Lounge, thank you. Bay Farms, thank you.
Give you a little bit of time now. It'll be 3 seconds. Then Master
Okay.
Vito Hyundai, and then I'll let you take it back over. But I figured you were going on a roll, so I
I
might
was
as well
rolling.
let you go.
All right. Brand Wide Distillery in Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Utica Mac Incorporated over on River Street, Utica. Swing in, say hello. CRM Rental Management Incorporated, commercial and private. Robert Dix Jr. Incorporated, insurance agency. Stop in, say hi to Bobby Dix. Rome Sign and Display Company. Stop in, tell Terry the Yeti sent you. Liberty Affordable Housing. Stop in, say hello to Jason Longo. Tell him the Yeti sent you. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, a local representative, and he is a friend of the Utica Yeti. The B Dry System. Contact Brandon Davis, Brian Davis. Get a hold of the B Dry System. Family Landscaping. Make your neighbors green with envy. Get a hold of Russ Leota. He'll make it happen. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Bag Square. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin and also Kevin Beach. Dura Tagre. If you're looking for piping, new construction, contact them. Utica Lounge. Great job, Mehmet. Thank you so much for what you guys allow us to do. And Fay Farms, where's the beef at?
That's right. Where's the beef? But I got to give a shout out to. I was trying to get it back onto the Utica Lounge because so they have always been absolutely amazing to us and our kids. We always are running around and our kids run up. They get sodas. They are super friendly and helpful. One time I even accidentally ate food that they were supposed to be giving to somebody else, and they did not hold it against me one bit, which is pretty amazing because I'm sure it was not an easy thing for them to swallow. Then they had to swallow 2 meals and a very angry customer whose food I ate. So I do really appreciate how awesome they are over there in that Utica Club Lounge. We, from all of us at Blue Squatch and Yeti Nation, appreciate you guys being there, and it's been a blast.
It's been awesome. I can't say enough to Mehmet and the family. That's the one thing that has been great, Greg, is to watch the families involved with this. It's not just it's his wife, you and your wife, me and my wife. So many of these people, Jimbo and his wife.
I
I
mean,
love to
just
see
look at the Leotas. So that's like yes, their name isn't on it, but when you look at family landscaping, if you know, then you see Russ down in the he's in the scorekeeper's
he's
box,
in
or
this
Russ is everywhere.
helping
And then
out.
so we're
Yeah.
in Oneida, and I completely just blipped on Mrs. Leota. She standing next to me, and she's like, "I'm watching my son," and I was like, "Oh, what number?" I was like, "Oh my God, you're yeah." I was like, "Where's Russ?" Usually I see her with Russ, so like I know Russ. I talk to Russ every time I see him, and just her not standing with Russ completely threw me out. I was like, "Hang on, who's your kid?" And yeah, it just boop. I was like,
Yep.
"Wait, we've talked before. I'm sorry."
I'm sorry. It happens. And I've had it happen so many times, and it's like, oh my gosh, I apologize. But Yeti Nation, thank you very much. Next week, the game is going to be at 7:30 at the Nexus Center or 7:15 on
You
the
got five
Blue
seconds.
Squad.
The ad's about to run. Google's telling me.
It's telling beep beep. See
Say
you next